clearly delayed by the entanglement with not only Major Pride but Falcon these sports into the early part of the game.
The only one, Luffy, we touched that. This is the team that really has no excuses, right, of being this low in the standings. Because some other teams around them, like Vista, like 90th minute hasn't made it didn't make Super Weekend. You know, they have less weeks in Super Weekend, but they are still at the very, very bottom.
And Pmpl Sports pick bit of a free elimination onto the members of Enigma Galaxy. I found my words eventually. And Enigma found a rotation eventually, but surprise, surprise, it's a late rotation, and they're not only caught off guard by Pmpl Sports Med, now the only one. It's typical Enigma. Yeah.
I mean, it's good for, I guess, Enigma Galaxy that it's only the only one shooting at them. If there was a team like DK, if just one of those, or even Major Pride. So, oh my goodness. I think he was getting shot. He really didn't want that car to be blown up. So I guess we're not as bad as having that vehicle blown up and then you're just taken straight out the lobby. But he's going to, you know, break a leg and twist his ankle and maybe needs some stitches because he is needing a revive in the middle of the open. Enigma Galaxy just, man.
Phase 2 pops up and does yeah. It kind of centers up per se. Still a little bit of military island in play, but for the most part, majority mainland circle in Phase 2.
We see Skyrocket. They're the only team still down on the Slavnovka Island. We already saw Dorito Thunders, who dropped right into the military base. They saw this first circle. They sent it across the bridges to get on this northern side. They now have DK and NASA, these two teams that loot right on next to each other in Rozhok and School, doing a drive-by and actually driving right through the legs of Triple Esports with such a congested hill. One elimination found now.
And NASA kind of looked at that and went, wait, there's a migration with like 3 or 4 teams. Let's just turn back around, and they've gone down the hill and onto that kind of compound that's to the south of Chopstick. So I do appreciate the adaptation that came through from Nasser Esports off the back of noticing other teams. GK only lose 1 player. They're continuing, man. They just are keeping on going.
Power now coming in Triple Esports just in the middle of all the action as Conte able to escape with just a sliver of health and power. I mean, they got the information. They're coming on back this time around. But I just want to highlight, we had Ragnar from Geek lost his life jumping out of the car while it was still in motion, which is the exact same thing that happened to Enigma Galaxy. Maybe first game jitters or what's going on, or people are just forgetting to buckle their seatbelts.
Conquerac now at least doing a half-decent job to control the teams around them in this north of Ferry Pier area. They did get an elimination onto one of the Vista players early on as they disengaged away, and they have a 3-1 split, so I do appreciate it. DK, they move away from one team, they walk into another. That's the way a center circle rotation looks when you've already lost a player.
DK caught off on rotation. 90th minute team that really needs to do that. They actually only got 9 points yesterday when they are needing up in the double digits. So, I mean, if they can get their momentum, that'd be great. But yesterday, they may as well have not played, right? In 5 matches to have only 9 points. That's not even 2 average points per match.
No, it's not. It's not up to scratch. When they technically had a bit of an okay opportunity coming into this Super Weekend, they have let it squander them. You could say they've definitely been punching above their weight in this Super Weekend. Power Esports haven't been one of those teams to punch above their weight. If anything, they've been punching the players around in this lobby. When it goes their way, it goes their way in a big way. And as they look to try and create some separation for Pmpl Esports and the likes of Nasser, it's only going to get tougher in this game.
Nassar, one of the teams at the very tippy top of the standings in 5th position, staying a fair distance away from Triple Esports, like Power, because when you're in the central position here, you don't want to be caught up in a full-on engagement because look how clustered it is in the center. Anybody could come in for a third party. We're waiting for this net circle to pop on up though. And I'm waiting for the military base
Okay.
one, but it's not gonna happen this time as we have. I mean, it's right on that quarry area, right where the majority of the teams have already started to migrate.
We've had some clean circle shifts in the first three phases. They've been generally pretty centralized and,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of a little bit of a shift in one direction. That's certainly natural. Again, clean, clear, under control, and the majority of the teams are inside this phase three.
Maybe okay, now that we've had 3 clean circles, right? I'm betting this next one is gonna be just insane.
Stop
Hopefully,
it,
but
Monica.
yeah,
Stop
I'm just like
it.
I'm like waiting. I'm like, I mean, come on, everyone in chat is like, yes, let's have some crazy circles. You know, it'd be really
Oh,
exciting to watch. But yeah, I'm just
hashtag cancel Monica.
hashtag mute Imperium. That's just
Wow.
like hashtag PMPL
Wow.
Arabia. Like, what other hashtags are we using here? There's so many hashtags going on. Hashtag PMWWI, like coming up. Can't even keep track of
What?
it anymore.
WWI, you added
I was
a
like,
W
W
just.
is like WI, PUBG Mobile World
What?
Wide Web Invitational.
Oh my god, Jesus.
What?
You're such a boomer. I love the way you were just like, I'm committing to this.
I'm committing
I
to
will
this.
find a way
It's
out
gonna
of
be a
here.
hashtag.
But no.
You can post on Twitter 140 characters. You don't even have room for a caption. It's just hashtags.
Monica just keeps on
Um,
digging a hole. You
um,
just keep on digging, Monica. Keep on digging while Vista will keep on shooting toward the members of Falcon Esports coming in from the southeast off the back of this circle shift. Ardu Thunders are also towards the south, and the Skyrockets are now making their way across that western bridge.
Finally, this is the time to come in, right? As it's actually pretty good for Skyrocket because of this huge engagement happening between Vista and Falcon. So nobody is watching this bridge side to prevent Skyrocket from getting on across the bridge as they just make it across, but right behind Arito Thunders. Hassan, though, going for the 1 versus 1, but easy getting damaged with the Molotov as Arito Thunders. The rest of them need to converge in if they want to save their teammate.
A little bit of friendly fire. However, I really appreciate that from Skyrockets, and Ardu Thunders made a massive mistake. In the previous circle, it looked like they were kind of holding on to a bit of a bridge camp, which is
Yeah.
great. But in this circle, you got to make a decision of either going for a full bridge camp or a full disengagement. You can't really half-ass it in this phase 3, and Skyrockets pushing in as a full squad and took the advantage, but now their attention turns over towards the members of Falcons. Triple R plays it in, 1 knock, 2 knock, and another knock potentially ensuing as Falcons are down to just 1 player.
Man, Skyrocket, they're keeping the ball rolling from what they started yesterday with 3 chicken dinners on Orango and Imperium. I was ready for this circle, and it goes all the way over to that western side. We have a lot of mountainous ridges to play in, and not a whole lot of hardcover or compounds at all.
There's a few more than it initially looks, as Rip is going to get caught off guard with the nade in his hand, as Yusef still plays inside the warehouse, is forced to pull out a first aid, as is Salam on the other side. You do still have Easy a little bit further back, but across the road, so unlikely to be able to get over to that. Pre-nade being cooked up as Yusef will hear the vehicle sound, and he low balls it in, hoping that the player from Skyrocket Sports is pushing forward. Triple R pushes in to try and support his team, but Yusef does get a couple of shots on board. Now in comes Easy, as it's a full squad of Skyrockets trying to send in and find the final player of Falcons. Yes, he can. Yusef, he's down to a sliver of health. He goes down.
Okay, I was a little scared for Easy because he did push up by himself into the world. So I was saying, man, that's really forcing the 1 versus 1. But fortunately, his teammate was there to clean it on up. Out goes Falcons first out of the lobby. GK though, they haven't seen. They lost Ragnar right at the beginning. They're still trying to recover from it, but at least they're against Major Pride with only 1 player left up. So I mean, he's just trying to find anywhere to hide right now in Imperium because there's not a lot of fragging power by the likes of only 1 of Major Pride.
Again, to kind of go back, there is a little bit more hardcover than it somewhat initially looks.
Mm.
But you're kind of very committed to it because of the amount of ridges and mountains that are in between those compounds. So it is kind of very, you commit to one area and you hope the next circle goes in your favor.
Everyone is begging for the circle to go into their favor, and something that Vista is begging for is a little bit of mercy from Skyrocket. We have one cut out by himself, leading on out with only one still left alive. But Triple Esports, I mean, they're going to need to defend from power as they ascend into their building.
Down goes Major Pride, and it seems like it's going to be Triple Esports. The follow suit. Alhaji goes for the drop shot, connects, and that's another squad down. We are 13 teams left coming into the tail end of Phase 4.
Beautifully fought in the compounds as we come now on to GK Esports. They're right in the middle, right? And they're watching Arito Thunders. Remember, you called them out for keeping one eye on the bridge, one eye on trying to get in, and maybe that couple seconds of just being unsure what to do was how they were caught out by Skyrockets and allowing them completely free access across the bridge. R8, though, this fight is not over yet now because R8 has now crashed onto the compound where Power did take out Triple Esports just before.
Whoever wins this will have to still make it into the edge of the circle. And yes, they might just make it in, but RTG are on top of that hill a little bit further and waiting. I'm a little bit surprised that they're not trying to get involved in an earlier third-party opportunity, because that certainly could work in their favor. But in a 2-2 split right now, it seems like they're trying to focus a bit more on this next circle shift that's incoming.
Yeah, they could have maybe come in 30 seconds before while they were still fighting, right? You had multiple members of Power knocked from their engagement against Triple Esports. Everyone keeping an eye on this circle, though. Imperium as it comes to the opposite side, this time on the northeast. Okay, so R8, Power, delighted with this one. Road to Glory, really happy with this one, but teams on the outskirts like Conquer, like Yala, they've got a ways to rotate to get in.
You can't play this heavy of a split at this stage on this circle shift, in my opinion. RTG, there's a massive risk going for kind of what is essentially a 2-1-1 split. Yeah, Vault might be able to support J9, but again, if a team crashes in, you're going to be outnumbered, outweighed, outpowered, and it's going to be a player picked off one by one. Yala getting a knock onto one of the player of Nasser Esports down in the southern edge of this circle. 90th minute, having to disengage from this compound down on the south side of the Ferry Pier area of the map. Across the road, are going to have to go onto the hillside. Skyrockets are close by to them.
Enigma Galaxy hearing the vehicles, hearing the craft come out from the only one, as Alusha's pushing up this time once again, but there's somebody behind the door. They're pushing on together, and Freak is the one to have me knock here is the only one left on his feet. 90th minute though, coming and joining on in, Imperium.
Oh my lord! The compound on the southwestern edge of the circle is absolutely wild for action as 90th minute pick the perfect opportunity to make a crash, make a third party, and that's going to leave Enigma Galaxy down to just one player unless they can get the revive. Never mind the fact that there's a potential fourth party in the form of possibly Skyrockets, even Ardu Thunders. This is a haven for action, Monica.
90th minute, great crash from them, especially with no information. They came in from the very pure area, so they have no idea what's going on here. Enigma Galaxy, you can hear the footsteps right on their bike, throws the grenade in just a little bit wide as Hamidi still clinging on for dear life.
That was great for the only one because their days were very much looking numbered, but they've been able to get a revive to stick up as a 2-person team. Luffy on the other side. Sorry, as a 3-person team, my apologies. They do end up getting the better Skyrocket. Good job indeed for the only one. Drop the 3 eliminations, and remember, they need an average of 5 points per game with 3 eliminations and up to a minimum of top 10. They are on target to reach it at least in this game 1.
That's a tall glass to fill, a tall task to ask for as 90th minute, 4 eliminations found, but losing 1 already is going to debilitate them as we see Power go out in 10th position. We still have all these teams here, and Imperium, they're barely in this circle, and we still have a lot of these teams. Somebody needs to win this compound, somebody needs to win it fast.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to get evicted. Nobody wants to hand in their notice. They're all fighting or crawling for it as Enigma Galaxy's final player is gonna come in, and down goes the only one eliminated at the hands of both 90th Minute and Enigma Galaxy together. Double, trouble, boil and brubble, Tam Tam X chucks in an aid, looking for the final player, Enigma Galaxy, as the next circle has shifted away from these two teams.
All right, Hamity won against the world 90th Minute, though they're looking to storm the beaches and clear out this and give the eviction notice letter. But, I mean, 90th Minute,
No
and
way!
it's a drop shot.
No way,
No
Hamody!
way!
No way!
Come on, come on.
Oh, so close, but it's the S12K to get rid of Enigma Galaxy. 90th Minute survived, but how much damage has been given to them? They're running out of time. The Phase 6 Blue Zone is having to close in, but what a valiant effort from Hamody.
Modi, I mean, Enigma Galaxy does this all the time when they're by themselves, pulling out the craziest 1v2s and 1v3s, but it wasn't enough this time as Arito Thunders turning their sights onto Road to Glory. But I mean, that circle for the second consecutive time up in that northeast corner as everyone on that southern western side is left, spinning their wheels, trying to make the biggest rotation of the century.
And Ardu Thunder's Day earlier on, a couple of minutes ago, had gotten a couple of knocks onto the members of RTG. The revives came through and they sent them back. But Ardu Thunders need to focus on Conquer. Rack Rio sends it around. GK, the final player. Gaith is still alive, coming in on the backside through the southern edge of the hillside. You can see that he has a lot of information in front of him, but he's on his own. Little support as Yala are getting pushed upon by Conquerac. Pompa's knocked safe is on his own, and Conquerac looking for another elimination, but they can't find it. They're still alive. Yala's still going strong, and Reva's on a sliver of health.
When in doubt, use your cars and get a quick knock. But, I mean, Safe, he's still able to stay up here. Reva, though, I mean, he's got the grenade. He wants a little redemption for the rest of his team, and the nade is good. Goes for the flush, but Safe still unalive a Conqueror. They're finally taken out in 7th position.
90th Minute had two players strong. They push it in towards the southwestern edge of the hill, came into the circle, and get the finishing blow onto the final player, GK. But now RTG, the four-man team, looking in his direction, and there's nothing Chodo can do, but still a top 5 finish for 90th Minute with 7 eliminations.
Road to Glory did so good. They had that huge split about a circle and a half ago, and we said, you know, you can't hold that big of a split in this end circle, so they've converged, and now our 4 independent players just taking down everybody on their side, and suddenly Imperium, we're down to 4 teams. Road to Glory, they're kings of the hills now. Everyone else looking to ascend as the grenade from Safe does take out Arito Thunder.
That's going to leave us with 3 teams, a full squad of RTG, a 3-person team of R8, and the solo player from Yala still alive. Road to Glory, they got to make this full squad count. They have the southern edge of this hillside they can wrap around, but in my opinion, they're allowing R8 to get a little bit of an advantage, a little bit of a stranglehold in this engagement.
R8, we saw such consistency come out from them yesterday, right? Having such great games. R8 though, but they're on the wrong side of this hill, and Road to Glory is looking to capitalize as they prevent them from getting in. We still have that solo from Yala, like you said, and he could play a huge factor of turning this fight into either side's hands.
Despite the shots on the R8, I still look at us at R8 as having a better position because they have the low ground, and because it's a harsh hillside right in front, they're able to peek and shoot, and those shots in their direction will give them a lot of clean information. RTG are on the swivel though. They're fully aware of the potential head peaks coming through. They are ready to shoot at them whenever they come through.
Road to Glory revving the engines though, but I mean, we haven't seen a lot of action yet as everyone is staying quiet, right? They're waiting for this next circle to see where it's going to force them to go. And Yala, he's creeping a little bit close to the action right in the middle. I mean, this might be a hard, you know, between a rock and a hard place that is Road to Glory and R8, but we're just waiting here, Imperium, waiting for somebody to make the first move.
Because there's been so little action on this western edge of the circle, RTG might be a bit presumptuous in thinking that it's clear. And there's a crate drop right in front of Yala. Saif, who is the final player alive, and that crate is inside the circle. The thing is, R8 are covering that northwestern side. They're not really allowing Yala Safe to push in. The thing is, in the middle, he might be the piggy in the middle, but that piggy might come a biting, might come a yonking in the very tail end of this result. RTG not looking in his direction, fully focusing on R8 down the hill as a nade is chucked out by Unknown. Does not connect, but will look to try and suppress R8.
Gala has the sights on Vol, but I mean, he knows if he takes the knock here, he's gonna garner all the attention from everybody in this lobby. The nade found onto R8. It took a little nick of damage, but I mean, R8, they're all stuck in the same position just behind this hill, behind this little bit of a tree. So road to glory. You see Unknown being sent out wide on the flank to have this angle on the right-hand side as R8 may be forced to come on up.
The circle shifted up north in the favor technically towards R8, but because Unknown has pushed in on that southwestern edge into the circle, that does create an opening. And Nabo with the nade knocks down Prestige. R8 are down to 2, and Road to Glory are very much aware of that. The push comes in, pre-nade towards RTG is quite positive for R8 in looking to slow down RTG again. Safe is still alive for Yala Esports, and as RTG are looking to control, he's going to have a little bit of space to move down. The smokes is going to give him a little bit of cover. He gets a knock onto one of the players of RTG, but now Nabo throws down, stands up, looks for one, looks for two, gets a two-piece. All right, down to just a solo. CR7 looking to hang on inside the smoke. It will cover his position, it will cover his vision, but it doesn't cover the bullet. And Scythe is going to stand up, stand tall. It's 1v2, but RTG, they deal with it, and they grab a chicken dinner.
Perfectly played from Road to Glory, keeping all 4 up at the very